Hello, Americans. I'm Paul Harvey. You know what the news is. In a minute, you're going to hear the rest of the story. Now, the rest of the story. Just when you think you can't improve on something, well, Adrian Nicholas thought he had a better parachute. More durable, certainly, and just as surely more interesting, but would it fly? 24 feet square, canvas, poles, ropes. The contraption was 40 times heavier than most parachutes. It would have been convenient to have dismissed Adrian Nicholas as an attention-seeking dilettante, except that he was one of Britain's top skydivers, the holder of all kinds of world records, including farthest unassisted human flight, 10 miles, longest free fall, nearly 46 minutes. So, Adrian Nicholas was no fool, and he was completely serious about and confident in this remarkable, if untried, parachute design. The only thing left was to try it. Well, the date was June 26, 2000, and the place was Kruger National Park, South Africa. Latest word from the experts was that the experiment would fail. The giant cloth pyramid would tip over, perhaps spin out of control, even fall apart due to unabsorbable stresses. But Adrian was determined. And so at the appointed hour, a hot air balloon rose majestically into the African sky, hoisting the 38-year-old adventurer and his unique craft along with it. He could see the fruit groves stretching into the distance beneath him. Slowly, he could see the rest of the park, and it was beautiful. But soon, as observer helicopters cruised near, Adrian began to realize the risk he was taking. 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 feet now above the groves and the wilds. They were in the departure zone at 10,000 feet. It was time. So at Adrian's signal, the harness was released. A moment later, the parachute was floating free. Attached to Adrian's fleece-lined jacket were a video camera, a cell phone, a walkie-talkie, even a black box to monitor his descent. So if he didn't make it, at least the world would know why. Down, down, soaring like a creature from some fantastic fairy tale or a seed pod from an Olympian tree, down, down, a mile and more, and safely to rest. The flight of Adrian Nicholas was a rousing success. The design of the parachute had been proved, but the design itself was not his. The device had not been tested, not ever before, but it was scarcely brand new. For as Adrian prepared to launch it and himself into the uncharted ocean of air 2 miles above South Africa, one thought possessed him, that it took one of the greatest minds in history to conceive of that contraption. But it took more than 500 years to find a man with a brain small enough to try it. For the parachute, on which Adrian had bet his life, until he had built it, according to original specifications, and from Renaissance vintage materials, that parachute had been no more than a hastily scrawled sketch on a notebook dated 1485. It was the whim, really, of a multi-talented Italian master painter, sculptor, architect, engineer, scientist named Leonardo da Vinci. And now you know the rest of the story.